What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chuck Kohout, Always Be Closing, and here comes another video in the series. We're going to teach you how to make offers by not making offers, and then this is going to turn into a self-defense video. Hope you enjoy it. I'm going to walk off the screen again because nobody wants to see me. Here we go. Let's get into it. All right. So we showed you how to call people back, how to get calls. You mark it, you make the phone ring, whether you're knocking on doors, leaving notes, whatever. You know you got to get people to contact you, or you got to contact them. Whether you spend time or money, you got to spend something. And when you register for one of our events, the education is free. Hope you guys enjoy the course. So I'm going to teach you how to make offers my favorite way. I make offers by not making offers. I got my Pat Live call or my phone script from an assistant. I call the person back, and the first thing I do is I confirm all the information. Is this your name? Is this your phone number? This is obviously the best way to talk to you. Is this the property address? Oh, asking worth. Talk to them about the Halloween party. Anything else. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. You're just talking and you're creating rapport. So after you've confirmed all the information, you're going to remember these words and you're going to tell the seller, if what you've told me is true, I believe I could help you out. And there's literally almost no situation that we can't help somebody out of. Just, is it going to be worth it to put the time in, and are they going to be cooperative? Are you willing to put yourself through the emotional strain to make $5,000, $10,000, $100,000? I don't know, that's up to you. You're going to offer to help, and then you're going to make an appointment. You're going to text that seller as soon as you get off the phone a confirmation for the appointment. You're going to confirm the appointment the night before or the morning of, and you're going to go on the appointment. I'm going to give you a little something that I've been holding back, and Sam, get out here, you're going to want to see this too. I'm going to give you guys something that I've been holding back. This is what I like to call the sure thing. Now, typically when I'm sending newbies out, we're going to give you a purchase and sales agreement and authorization to release and a seller's checklist, but if you've got balls made of solid rock and you want to try to buy a house on the spot for 10 bucks or $1 or $0, this is the way. You're going to call the seller and you're going to tell them, all right, I got our appointment in the planner here for Tuesday, 3 p.m. What I'm going to need from you is all the paperwork you have on the house. I don't care what they say or what they enumerate. Okay, do you want my HUD statement? Yes. Do you want the deed? Yes. Do you want the mortgage statement? Yes. You want the water bill? Yes. I got some naked pictures of my ex-girlfriend. Throw them in. I'll look at them too. You're going to ask the seller to see their ID upon your arrival. They're going to have trust issues. So are you. You're going to have to put it back on you. You guys are building a relationship. Relationships are what close deals. Okay? You're going to ask the seller for their ID. If they ask you why, you tell them, because I'm buying your house and I want to make sure you're you. When you're in this business long enough, it won't be long before somebody tries to sell you grandma's house or their landlord's house. Okay? The next thing you're going to tell the seller is, I'm going to bring some paperwork with me. I'm going to need all my paperwork filled out too if we want to do this. Okay? A little ballsy, but if you get it, and you can actually walk out with the house under contract and even owning it and representing that you do, and in fact you do, and it will hold up in a court of law. If the seller doesn't live there, you're going to tell them you want a set of keys. Ask them for the keys, get the keys. You're buying a house, you get the keys to the house. Lastly, you got to ask them, when can they be out? Why do we need them out? Well, I want you to think about this. Even stupid people know when you sell your house and you move out, you're not staying there. So if you've moved out, you don't still live in the house. When can you be out? 9/10 of the law is possession. If you're out, you're out. You have no more rights to the house. You're going to get to the house. You're going to bring all my paperwork with you. You're going to have a seller's checklist. You're going to sit down and you're going to start creating rapport. Rapport is a mutual liking. Now, listen to me. I have done 5 years as a professional public speaker. I have actually made millions of dollars just talking to people. But I am not a professional public speaker. I am a semi-retired real estate entrepreneur. I love doing this. This is my favorite game. And believe it or not, even though I've made tons of money from talking to people, you make a lot more by listening. You're going to ask questions, okay? As you're asking questions, and by the way, the questions are in the binder when you click the link and you request it free, register for one of our events. It's probably about 20 bucks. You're going to get that binder and the audio course. It's a $3,000 value, absolutely free. If you don't like it, come to one of my events, tell me you don't. I'll give you your money back times 2 and tell you to get out of my life. I don't want any time wasters. So, the time is going to come to drop the hammer. You're going to have to literally do what's called a tabletop closing. Big, scary stuff. A lot of the guys here have seen me do this hundreds of times over. We're going to get rid of certain words, and we're going to replace them with good words. They're actually synonyms. They mean the same thing. Contract. Who wants to sign a contract? Nobody. It sounds like it should be followed with for your life. Okay? Instead, how about a purchase and sales agreement? We're going to enter into this agreement where I'm going to buy your house and you're going to sell it. It's just a formality. It needs to be written up. Signature. I make this mistake and use it all the time, but if not, you can go with name, mark, fill out, John Hancock, deface this document in some way. It's legally binding. Power of attorney. Big, scary one. Now, I'm kind of experienced. I lay it out for them. I go, this is the power of attorney, and I tell them what it does. However, if you're not confidently able to present it, it says it right there in big, bold terms in front of them. This is the document that will allow me to take... Sorry, this is the document that will allow me to close on your house in your absence. Many times you might actually screw up some of the other documents, like your HUD statement, or you may need to sign something for the seller if they're out of the country, if it's a short sale, and you got to wire money over to the bank. I always tell them, look, if and when I get this done, if you're on vacation or locked up, I'm paying this thing off, and if I can't find you, I'm going to do it anyway. Deed. Another scary one, says it in huge writing right on top. I explain what it is, and I tell them, this is the document that will allow me to take or transfer title to your house. And that's exactly what a deed does. Promise. I do not make any promises, and more I'm videotaping every transaction. The only promise I will make, after I tell them this may not work, and I get it in writing, is the only promise I can make you is I'm going to throw my heart into this situation. And the only reason, in many cases, why it won't work is if you and the seller can't work together as a team. And lastly, lawyer or attorney. And unfortunately, there are no good words for lawyers or attorneys. Sorry, guys. So, if you look at this video series as a whole so far to now, we've taken you from marketing all the way to ownership without doing any research whatsoever, without pulling a comp. Is that insane? You're probably saying yes. I'm going to show you why it's not. And this business is not for everybody. This is just for people who take massive, massive action. Now, the first time you get out there and you get all this paperwork signed and you exchange $1 or $2 or nothing and you walk out owning a house, how do you think you're going to feel? Honestly, I felt amazing. I got back in my car. I remember I stuck my hand in the air and just went, yes! And punched a dent in the roof of my car that, even though I gave it away, I'm told it's still there till today. I love that dent. I want a picture of it. You're going to go home. You're going to do whatever it is you do to celebrate, because you're going to accept the fact that you can now do this business if you can get out there and get paperwork signed. You're going to go celebrate, have a drink, take a bong hit. Hey, I'm part of the medical program. Do whatever it is you want. And then the next morning, you are going to wake up and you're going to find out what kind of a deal it is you have. You're going to take some of the documents in the binder that you got signed, and you're going to contact the mortgage company or the lien holders on the house, and you're going to fax over or email over your authorization to release, and you're going to order a payoff. You're going to find out if what the seller told you is true, and if they owe as much as they told you they owe. In the event they don't, make them aware of it. You're going to have to make some judgment calls. Maybe they lied to you. More often than not, they didn't know. They're like ostriches with their head in the sand. They have no idea how far they're behind. And let's face it, denial is not just a river in Africa. The next thing you're going to do after that is you're going to check title. And I have some contacts for you in the book there as well. You're going to go and you're going to order what's called a title search only. Please, please, please do not order a title binder. A title search might cost you $100, probably less. A title binder, whew, I mean, we could be looking at like three grand, maybe more. After you see what kind of deal this is, you are going to cloud the title. I don't know why people leave this out, okay? Lawyers are supposed to do this when they're about to close a deal. I encourage all of my students to do it. The simplest way to do it, once you have a purchase and sales agreement on the property, is to file a notice of settlement. The person who signs the notice of settlement is the buyer. So you, as the person acquiring the house, have to go in front of a public notary and sign a document, and by the way, this is in the book for you too, you're welcome, stating that you're under contract to buy the house. Do not do this if you're not under contract to buy the house. That would be fraud. We do not commit fraud, okay? As long as you can produce that purchase and sales agreement, you can put a notice of settlement on the property. Personally, I like to leave my phone number on it because some of these sellers can be a little shady and try to sell the property to somebody else. And what this winds up being is the legal equivalent of a real estate cock block. And if they try to sell the property to somebody else, it shuts them down. You're welcome. Then you get a phone call. This is why I leave my phone number on every notice of settlement and even every recorded contract. And it's going to go something like this. Ring, hello? Hello, Mr. Kohout. Hi, this is Saul Rosenbaum from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham and Howe. And we're at the closing table, and we've become aware of the fact that you got a notice of settlement on the property. My client's ready to close. We just need you to sign these documents and release your cloud on the title, and we can close and go on our merry way. Then you're going to put the phone down for a minute. You're going to take a big breath. You're going to go. Then you're going to say it with me, thanks, Chuck. Then you're going to pick the phone back up and go, hey, Saul, so I got a question for you. What are you going to give me to move, bitch? And then you're just going to shut up and you're going to listen. And you're going to hear, my client is prepared to offer you $5,000 to remove your cloud on the title. And you're going to go, $5,000, you offend me, and just hang up. And they're going to call back. 10, 20, just figure out where you want to discharge it. It's a way to get paid. The seller lied to you. They tried to sell the property to somebody else. Not cool. This works. This is how you protect yourself at all times and make sure you don't lose any deals to any of these shady investors or sellers. Cloud the title all the time, every time. You will be protected. You will close deals. Chuck Kohout, always be closing. Bye for now.